Welcome back to HD Coin Value. Today, we're diving into the details, value, and collectability of the 1997 USA $quarter coin with a D mint mark. If you're a coin collector or just curious about coin values, stay tuned. The United States Mint has produced quarters since 1796, and each quarter holds a part of American history. The 1997 quarter, minted at the Denver Mint as indicated by the D mint mark, is part of the Washington Quarter series, featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse. This specific design, created by sculptor John Flanagan in 1932, was originally produced to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. In 1997, the Washington Quarter was still in circulation in its classic design before the State Quarters program launched in 1999, which commemorated each U.S. state. So, this coin marks the end of an era, just before the design switched to state-focused themes. Now, let's take a closer look at the specifications. The 1997 Deeb Quarter is made of a copper-nickel composition, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, and a core of pure copper. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. In 1997, the Denver Mint produced around 545 million of these quarters, making it a fairly common issue. Now, the big question: is the 1997 Deeb Quarter valuable? For most circulated quarters, value remains at or near face value, around 25 cents. However, if you find one in uncirculated or high mint state condition, its value can go up. For example, a 1997 Deeb Quarter in MS65 condition is worth about $5, and higher grades can bring around $15 to $257. The coin's value depends largely on its condition and the collector market. Some quarters are valuable due to rare minting errors. In 1997, however, error quarters are scarce and not well documented, so finding one in pristine condition is your best bet for added value. As we look to the future, is this coin worth holding on to? For long-term investment, the 1997 quarter isn't expected to appreciate significantly unless it's a flawless specimen or has a rare error. However, for collectors building a complete series of Washington quarters, this coin is essential, especially in high grades. In summary, while the 1997 Deeb Quarter isn't rare, collecting one in top condition is worthwhile if you aim to complete a Washington Quarter set. And, who knows, if more collectors become interested in late 20th century coins, demand could rise. So, whether you're just starting out or adding to a collection, look for quarters in the best condition you can find. You might not see big returns, but you'll have a valuable piece of American history. Next up, 1984 USA $quarter with a D mint mark. Is it worth collecting? What makes it valuable? And could its value increase in the future? We'll explore all of this, so stay tuned. The 1984 USA $quarter coin was minted during a period when the US Mint was producing large quantities of quarters for circulation. The $quarter, which features President George Washington's profile on the obverse side, has been a standard part of American currency since 1932. In 1984, the quarter still held its traditional design, with a few minor updates over the years. It has a copper-nickel composition, which had been the standard since the late 1960s, following the removal of silver from most circulating coins. Let's take a closer look at this coin's features. The 1984 quarter has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams. Its D mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse, indicates it was minted in Denver, Colorado. The coin's composition includes a copper core with a nickel-clad outer layer, giving it the characteristic silver appearance without actual precious metal content. This type of quarter is also referred to as a Clad's quarter. The 1984 quarter, like others in the Washington series, was created to serve as part of regular currency, facilitating everyday transactions. No significant event led to its production. It was simply a continuation of annual coin minting by the US Mint. The Denver Mint produced millions of quarters in 1984 to meet the economic demand, which means these quarters are common, and many are still found in circulation today. So, let's talk about what you're really interested in: the value. A 1984 D quarter in average circulated condition typically holds only face value, about 25 cents, unless it has unique qualities, such as an error or proof quality. For an uncirculated, mint state version, the value can range from $1 to $3, depending on the grade. However, quarters in higher grades, such as MS-66 or MS-67, have seen auction sales reaching as much as $20 or $578. A coin graded MS-68 could fetch over $2,065 at an auction, but coins in that condition are exceptionally rare. So, if you happen to find a pristine 1984D quarter, it could indeed hold more value. Errors on 1984D quarters can increase value. Some of the most sought-after errors include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and planchet errors. If you have a 1984D quarter with noticeable errors or unique features, the coin's value could be much higher than its regular counterpart. Collectors love error coins, and they're willing to pay premiums for interesting mint mistakes. Error quarters can bring in anywhere from $5 to hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and demand. While the 1984D quarter may not have significant value in average condition, it's an excellent starting piece for new collectors. It's affordable, easy to find, and represents a part of US coinage history. Plus, finding a high-grade or error variety can be a rewarding experience. If you're building a collection based on mint marks or are interested in Washington quarters, the 1984D is a valuable addition to help you understand the progression of US coinage during the 1980s. Over time, well-preserved coins and error variants might increase in value as collectors search for high-quality specimens. However, due to its high mintage, the 1984D quarter isn't likely to see significant value increases without special circumstances. Still, holding on to high-grade or unique error coins is a good strategy for the long term. They could attract more interest in the future, especially if more collectors enter the market for 1980s coinage. To sum up, the 1984D quarter is a common but collectible piece. While it may not be the most valuable coin out there, it holds historical value and can sometimes surprise collectors with valuable errors or high-grade examples. If you're a coin collector or just starting, the 1984D quarter is an affordable addition that could bring you more joy as part of a larger collection. And who knows, you might just discover a rare version worth much more. Next up, 1987 USA $quarter coin with a P mint mark. This video will break down its origins, its design, its current value, and whether it could increase in worth as a collector's item in the coming years. Let's get started. First, let's go back to the origin of this quarter. The 1987 $quarter was minted by the United States Mint in Philadelphia, which is represented by the P mint mark on the coin. This year falls within the Washington Quarter series, which started in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first US president. The quarter was created to replace the Standing Liberty design, and has since become one of the most commonly circulated coins in the US. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, or front, we have the classic image of George Washington. Sculpted by John Flanagan, this image has remained largely unchanged over decades, symbolizing America's respect for Washington's legacy. On the reverse, or back, we have an eagle with its wings spread, a design also crafted by Flanagan, representing strength and patriotism. This classic eagle design was used on quarters up until 1998, making the 1987 quarter one of the last in this iconic style before the State Quarters series started in 1999. So, why was the 1987 quarter created? Every year, the US Mint produces quarters to meet the demand for circulation. In 1987, over 582 million quarters were minted in Philadelphia alone. This high number means the 1987 quarter was widely distributed across the United States, contributing to its commonness today. It was primarily created for everyday use, so it doesn't hold any special historical event or significance that would automatically raise its value. So, let's get to the big question. Is the 1987 quarter with a P mint mark valuable? Due to its high mintage and lack of unique design features, the 1987 P quarter generally holds only face value in circulated condition. However, some quarters that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have not been used or show nowhere, can be worth more. In uncirculated condition, the value may go up to around $2 to $4, depending on the coin's grading quality. Higher grade coins with an MS-65 or higher can fetch up to $10 on the collector's market. That's not a huge return, but it's still more than face value. Now, what factors would affect the value of a 1987 quarter? As with most collectible coins, the condition, or grade, is critical. Coins that are free of scratches, nicks, or discoloration and have a strong strike will generally be more valuable. Additionally, any errors or misprints can dramatically increase a coin's value. While these are rare, it's worth inspecting your 1987 quarter to see if there are any unusual markings or features. So, should you collect the 1987 USA quarter dollar with a P mint mark? For serious collectors focused on valuable and rare coins, this one might not be a high-priority item. However, if you're a casual collector or enjoy collecting Washington quarters, it's certainly worth keeping. It's a nice piece of history and part of the last years before the state quarters began. Plus, if you find one in mint condition or with a unique error, it could be worth a little more in the future. Will this coin increase in value over time? It's unlikely that the 1987 P quarter will see a significant rise in value unless it's in pristine condition or has a rare error. However, as time goes on, even common coins in high-grade condition can gain a bit of value since they become harder to find. So, holding on to one in perfect condition isn't a bad idea. To wrap up, while the 1987 USA quarter dollar with a P mint mark may not make you rich, it's still a classic part of US coin history and worth keeping if you're a fan of the Washington quarter series. If you have any questions about this coin or others, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos on coin values. 1990 USA quarter dollar with the D mint mark. Ever wondered if a coin like this could be hiding some serious value? Let's find out. This 1990 quarter dollar was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark you see here. It was one of the coins produced during the George H.W. Bush era, capturing a little piece of late 20th century history. First, let's get into some quick history. The US quarter, as we know it today, has gone through various designs and purposes since it was first minted in 1796. The Washington quarter design we see here started in 1932, commemorating the 200th birthday of George Washington. The 1990 edition continues the legacy, and each year's quarters hold slight variations that may make them more collectible. So, why was this quarter made? By 1990, the US was producing these coins primarily for circulation to support the economy. The Denver Mint, where this one came from, produced millions of quarters in 1990. These were vital for daily transactions, especially in the pre-digital payment era. Let's talk specs. The 1990 D quarter weighs 5.67 grams and is composed of a copper-nickel blend. This was the standard for quarters after 1965, when silver was phased out. The front, or obverse, has the familiar bust of George Washington, while the reverse features the American eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. Now on to rarity. Because the Denver Mint struck millions of these quarters, they aren't extremely rare in general circulation. However, condition plays a huge role. Most circulated 1990 D quarters are worth just face value, 25 cents. But in higher grades, such as MS, mint state, 65 or higher, it becomes more desirable for collectors. So, is the 1990 D quarter worth collecting? In general, circulated versions aren't highly valuable. A coin in average circulated condition will still trade close to face value. But if you find a 1990 D in uncirculated or near mint condition, it could fetch a few dollars. In MS 65 grade, its current value might range from $5 to $10, depending on the market. An important factor to remember is that values can fluctuate over time. If collectors' interest in late 20th century quarters increases, this coin's value could go up slightly in the coming years, especially for pristine examples. Can this coin become more valuable over time? The 1990 D quarter isn't exactly scarce now, but as the number of high-grade coins naturally decreases over the years, they could become rarer. However, we're not likely to see massive value jumps unless there's a surge in demand for 1990s quarters in the collectible market. Let's talk about what could increase this coin's value. First, condition is key. A 1990 D quarter with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster can be more attractive to collectors. Secondly, errors. If you find a 1990 D quarter with an error, such as a misprint or doubling, it could be worth significantly more. Error coins are highly collectible and sometimes very valuable. So, should you add the 1990 D quarter to your collection? I'd say yes, but with realistic expectations. This is a coin that's more about its historical value and condition than its financial worth. If you can find one in mint condition, it's a great addition to a 20th century US coin collection. To sum up, The 1990D quarter dollar is a solid collector's piece from a modern era in American history. While it may not be the most valuable coin, its historical significance and potential for appreciation in high grades make it worth holding onto. Keep an eye out for error versions, and always check your coins for quality. Next up, 1994 USA quarter dollar with the D mint mark. You might have one of these in your pocket change or coin collection, but could it hold hidden value? Let's find out. This 1994 quarter dollar, minted in Denver, as shown by the D mint mark, was produced as part of a series that began decades ago. Although it's a relatively recent coin, it has interesting factors worth exploring, especially for collectors. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter design has been in use since 1932, originally created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the years, the design has become iconic, symbolizing a blend of American history and art. In 1994, the Denver Mint produced over 880 million of these quarters, a sign of the high demand for currency in everyday transactions. Now, let's talk about why the 1994D quarter was created. By the early 1990s, the US economy was heavily dependent on cash transactions, so quarters like this one played a crucial role. The US Mint kept producing large quantities to support economic activities, and Denver's facility was responsible for minting coins to circulate primarily in the western United States. Now, let's look at some details. The 1994D quarter weighs 5.67 grams and is made of a copper-nickel blend. This metal composition was established in 1965, after the mint stopped using silver in quarters. The obverse side features George Washington, and the reverse side has the American eagle, a symbol of power and freedom. When it comes to rarity, the 1994D quarter isn't rare in circulated condition due to the high production numbers. However, in uncirculated, high-grade conditions, it becomes more appealing to collectors. The rarity increases if it's in MS, mint state, 65 or higher, where coins are considered in almost perfect condition. So, what's the value of the 1994D quarter today? In circulated condition, it's usually only worth face value, 25 cents. However, in MS65 grade, it's generally valued at around $5 to $10. While it's not a high-value coin, it does appeal to collectors focused on modern quarters in top condition. Collecting quarters from the 1990s can be a way to complete a set of 20th century US quarters. Since high-grade coins are more challenging to find over time, the 1994D in mint condition could slowly appreciate, but don't expect massive gains. Let's consider future value. The 1994D quarter probably won't see a big increase in value in the near future, mainly due to the high number minted. But as time goes by, high-quality examples become scarcer as coins wear down. This could add value to top-grade coins over the next few decades, especially if more collectors show interest in modern coinage. So, what factors can make a 1994D quarter more valuable? Condition is the most significant factor. Look for coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and original luster. Another factor is errors. If you come across a 1994D with an error, like a misprint or doubling, it could be worth much more than the regular issue. Error coins often capture the attention of dedicated collectors. So, should you add the 1994D quarter to your collection? My answer is yes, especially if you're a collector of modern quarters, or if you enjoy putting together sets of Denver minted coins. While it may not bring significant financial return right away, it represents a slice of 1990s Americana and has historical appeal. To sum up, the 1994D quarter dollar isn't a high-value collectible in most cases, but it does hold interest for coin enthusiasts. If you find one in high-grade condition, it can be worth around $5 to $10 today. Over time, it could gain a little more value, especially if collectors' interest in 1990s coins grows. Thanks for watching today's episode. If you have a 1994D quarter, let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more coin videos here on HD Coin Value.